Recovery efforts continue in Texas, where the death toll from the July 4th flash flooding has risen to at least 136 this week. With such devastation, state lawmakers in Texas are now demanding to know what went wrong. They met with emergency managers in a joint hearing filled with pointed questions and emotional responses.
We as a state are better than that, and we can do better.
It's one of the deadliest floods in Texas history, and today, state lawmakers got their first chance to ask why. The answers were often hard to hear.
There is no system in place today to ensure that County Judge X or Mayor Y or Emergency Manager Z is getting the same information that we are getting from the National Weather Service.
You do see the problem with that, right?
I do.
The state's top emergency chief, Nimkid, says Texas does not have a central flood siren system, so there's no guarantee local officials get the same alerts as the state. Lawmakers say that gap may have cost life-saving hours, and so did the lack of a clear chain of command.
At 5:32 a.m., another rescue team arrives in Kerr County and asks, who's in command? The dispatcher team says they don't have an incident command. Can you advise who's running command? The team asks, how do you coordinate the efforts?
Then the focus shifted to local responsibility.
Who was behind the wheel in the middle of the night in Kerr County that should have been the person that was up being prepared to sound the alarm?
I cannot answer that.
The Upper Guadalupe River Authority manages the river which flooded Kerrville and has played a role in flood planning for decades.
I think anybody would have done anything in their power to prevent the devastation if it had been predicted.
After a deadly flood in 1988, the UGRA raised taxes to build a flood warning system, but years later, the system fell apart. When a recent engineering study called for a $1 million upgrade, the UGRA didn't fund it. Instead, they lowered taxes, accumulated millions in reserves, and let the system lapse.
And that's pretty de minimis to be talking about all the lives that were lost on July the 4th.
I understand.
One current UGRA board member, Dick Eastland, was also a camp owner. He died in this month's floods in Kerr County. The Houston Chronicle reports his board voted to reject a state grant just 2 years ago, a grant that could have helped fund the upgrade.
This decision is just pathetic. I don't have any other way to put it.
Abigail Velez reporting for us there. The next public hearing in Texas is set for July 31st. That's when flood survivors and local officials will testify for the first time.